to Yogaxpress, the mobile stretch clinic that takes yoga to the people. As we said in our previous episode, our program, Yogaxpress, is all about bringing yoga to you, teaching you safe methods to stretch in simple yoga postures. Yoga actually just gives names to stretches that we already do in everyday life. That's about as simple as I can make it. But in our program, we also try to target all major muscle groups, glands, and organs to address 8 common ailments to help prevent the common ailments, everyday ailments. And the best thing about this program is we try to do a full sequence of 48 stretches in under 20 minutes. So we will take you there eventually. One of these days, we're going to do it in under 20 minutes. But until then, we're going to workshop each of these postures in different combinations. Today, I'd like to introduce you to my wonderful guests one more time, Jamie Avery. Jamie is a consultant. She's a therapist and consultant who uses cognitive behavior therapy to help support people and promote weight loss and eliminate unhealthy eating habits, unhealthy eating patterns. Jamie, I need you. I need you. I do sometimes find myself snacking in the middle of the night. So yeah, tell me, what do you do?
Well, it is really about identifying behavior, the pattern of behavior, the chain that leads to unhealthy eating.
Right.
And for everybody, it's something different. So I'd really like to take some time talking to everyone individually about, what is it that leads you up to that state? Is it the environment? Are they cues from the environment? Is it, standing on a subway platform and not having eaten for a very long time? Or you see the candy stand over there that makes you nuts? Or what is it for you? And preparing for it in advance.
And maybe it's just that little thing called temptation. You're just standing right there when there's these wonderful fries.
Well, but it is like a muscle that gets stronger and stronger to talk to yourself and say to yourself, if I eat this now, I might feel good for a moment, but I won't be very happy
There's
tomorrow.
There's your adrenaline rush.
It's kind of, there's a lot to talk about with this, and hopefully we get a chance on one of your programs.
I'm sure we would love that, Jamie, because we really do need something like that to bring a different perspective to our program, because our program is about stretching, yes, but overall, it has an umbrella perspective of preventive healthcare. So it's not only about stretching. Stretching is one of the ways, one of the simpler ways, but it's also about good eating habits. It's about taking in lots of water, getting a lot of sleep. In fact, true yogis believe that sleep is the most important. We can do without water. We can do without food for a long time. We can even do without water. You cannot really function at optimum levels without sleep. So we need sleep to clear our mind, and our mind controls our body. So yes, and food is a wonderful.
A consistent sleep pattern. That's
exactly.
number one goal.
That's exactly.
And two, I would say let's work on increasing water, 8 glasses a day.
There you go. Now we have to get Jamie back one day when she will tell us how big the glass should be. I've been hearing about 2 liters and 3 liters depending on the person's body structure. Josiane heard to my right, and Josiane used to be a belly dancer, so you can see the dancer in her, the grace with which she does her moves. But Josiane is not just interested in dancing, she also used to practice martial arts. You said taekwondo as well? Aikido, taekwondo, and boxing. Ooh, and she used to be a sailor as well. So Josiane, you're all over the place. Tell me a little bit about why, or what is the reason why you combine all of these? I know you did explain yesterday very briefly. Tell me a little more. If you had a chance, what else would you do, or what else have you been up to?
I think it goes very well together. The slow and the fluidity of yoga with martial art, and the practicing of yoga makes me flexible and strong for what I want to do next.
Good.
And also the same thing by finishing with a few yoga asanas, it helps me to relax.
Right,
and
so
I
you're full of energy.
Oxygenize my body, absolutely.
Right.
I need
Oxygenate
oxygen.
all those
Yes.
glands and organs and feel strong, feel refreshed.
Even when I was sailing.
There you go. You said something, but just when we had a few moments before the episode, before we started taping today, Josiane, you mentioned you were trying to do some balance postures in a sailing boat.
Yeah, usually I try to do the grounded one because it was moving a little too much.
Right, so it wasn't just nausea, it wasn't just the waves, it was your balance postures. So yes, I mean sometimes when you're on a boat and if you have a feeling of nausea, we do say that could be your cochlear fluid that's moving, making you lose balance. Yoga helps you focus, and maybe next
And
time
the
you
breathing.
try.
The breathing
And
is
you're
very
breathing.
important.
Good reminder. We do a few episodes back, we did a series of breathing exercises, ailment specific breathing exercises. We did miss one of the most important ones actually. We're going to try that today. It's called Anulom Vilom. Anulom Vilom is simply left and right nostril. It's called alternate nostril breathing. Before we do that, I just want to bring up something very important when you're doing your breathing exercises. I tend to sit in Vajrasana because I have my own limitations, and I feel my torso actually is nice and upright when I sit in this position. Jamie and Josiane look very comfortable in Padmasana. This is Vajrasana. Vajrasana is a diamond posture. You can sit on your heels, or you could sit in Padmasana. You can fold your legs. Whatever helps you bring your torso nice and upright so that you have that oxygen flowing through all your glands and organs inside of your midriff, so the middle part of your body. So let's try that. And if you're sitting in Vajrasana as I am, your thumb and your index finger will connect and palms face down. If you're sitting in Padmasana as Jamie and Josiane are, you keep your palms facing outward. So that is helping channel not only our mind, our energy, it's also helping channel the oxygen in. Now let's try that. I'm going to keep my palms facing down. We're going to try Anulom Vilom. So take your right hand and just fold the first 3 fingers in. We're going to use just the little finger and the thumb. Going to place the thumb on the right nostril. So when we talk about the right nostril, we're talking about the point where the nostril starts flaring. That is where your nerve ends. So you're going to block that nerve. And we are going to inhale through the left nostril. And before, please hold. But I just want to make sure if any of you suffer from asthma, do not hold your breath. You want to be very careful, especially if you either have asthma in your genes, someone in your bloodline has asthma, you possibly might have it. Also, if you already have asthma, please do not hold your breath. I cannot stress that enough. Now, what we're going to do, if you are fine, you're okay, no asthma trouble. So what we're going to do is place your right thumb on your right nostril at the nerve point, and your left finger, little finger is extended. We're going to inhale through the left nostril. Hold. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold to the count of 2. Exhale to the count of 8. Let's see how well we can do that. Inhale. Place your little finger on your left nostril and hold. Exhale. Release your right thumb. Release your right nostril. Exhale through the right nostril. Keep your little finger where it is and inhale through the right nostril. Place your thumb over the right nostril and hold. Exhale to the count of 8. Release your left nostril and keep exhaling till you get all the last sips of air out. This time we're going to try a slightly different kind of hold. We're going to inhale through the left nostril to the count of 2, hold to the count of 4, and exhale to the count of 8. Inhale. Close your left nostril, hold. Exhale through the right nostril. Release your thumb. Inhale through the right nostril. Hold. Exhale. Let's release our hands. Just so you know, bye Paul, just so you know, what we are doing in this particular breathing sequence is called Purak, Rechak and Kumbhak. Now, basically what you're doing is you're inhaling, taking in fresh oxygen, and you close the nostrils. So you're closing a nerve ending so that that oxygen has a chance to refresh your organs and glands inside when you hold it and you close both your nerve endings. And then you exhale and get all the, not bad air, but you detox yourself when you're exhaling. So basically what you're doing is taking in fresh air, letting it oxygenate, refresh your organs, and you're exhaling, letting out all the stale air. So that's what we do. Alternate nostril breathing is simply wonderful to refresh not just your organs, it also refreshes your nerves. Today we're going to go into We're going to do some back bends, and we've identified about 8 back bends. And Josiane and Jamie, feel free to add to this. We're going to start off with the ones that I've already seen. We've talked about it before we got started. Posture number 8 is a very intense, actually I've got that as, that's forward fold. Now posture number 7 is an intense back bend. We are going to attempt it. Folks at home, I want you to remember, every time you do a back bend, make sure you tighten your core muscles. Your core muscles are your lower abdominal muscles, your upper abdominal muscles, your gluteals, and your pelvic sphincters. So you want to be sure you're nice and compact in the lower abdominal region. So let's stand up. Let's stand up. We're going to go in profile. So we're going to turn maybe to the left. Okay, cameras will pick us up if we turn this way. So we're going to keep our feet. And actually, let's angle a little bit. Jamie, why don't you turn a little bit this way so we're at an angle. Okay. So that way we are half in profile and all the cameras can pick us up. Our legs are about 2 feet apart, about 18 inches apart. We want to give ourselves a challenge. Remember, if your feet are closer together, this back bend can feel a little tougher. Just be aware of it. So if you want to ease off, you can bring your feet apart. So now we're gonna be brave today. So keeping about 18 inches. Your toes are in, so put your brakes on. Place your palms on your buttocks and try to push your elbows as far back as you can, because that will mean you'll have to bring your chest out. So take a nice deep breath. Now what we're going to do is we're going to inhale nice and full, and we keep inhaling till we come to midpoint, and once we go past midpoint, we're going to start exhaling. So once we start exhaling, our palms will glide down our back and go down as far back as we can. Now if you want, even halfway through the posture, it's okay to move your legs further apart, but also feel free to bend your knees at any point. Let's do that. Inhale. Past midpoint, let's start exhaling. Glide our palms down our back. Keep exhaling. Bend your knees. Inhale. Make contact with the back of your legs. And let's come up. And let's release. Now that is a very intense back bend. Typically that back bend will require us to do a forward bend. We're not going to get into the formal forward bend for that posture. We're just going to fold forward just a little bit to ease our back. Now if you use your low back muscles and tighten your gluteals, you will feel a kind of a bit of a stressful situation. Just very tight, a bit of a tightness in your lower back. So let's just go forward a little bit. This is just to release any tension in your low back. Very nice, Josiane. Just keep your arms down, relax. Let's inhale, come up. Any posture, any back bend that's very intense, you should try your best to do a forward fold as soon as you can so you fix any potential problems. Let's do posture number 20. Let's see what that is. That is a cat position. Let's come on all fours. So you're on your hands and knees. Your hands are about shoulder width apart. Knees are hip width apart. Toes at this moment, at the beginning of this posture, toes are curled in. Your fingers are nicely splayed. Now what you want, Josiane, you're okay with your knees?
So far, yes.
Okay. So if you have tender knees, as Josiane has had for a while, but you've still been very brave, thank you for coming back on the show. If you have tender knees, make sure you place a towel under your knee, whichever knee is hurting, but actually you don't want to be uneven, so you might want to place a towel under both knees, regardless of which knee is hurting. So let's do that. We're going to inhale, and we're going to lift our chin. So we're filling our lungs with air. Lift our chin and dip our torso, which means the buttock and the chest come out and your torso goes down. So let's try that. Toes are curled in. Inhale. Tighten your low back muscles. The idea in this is back bend. So even though we are on all fours, we are strengthening our back. Exhale, arch your back. Uncurl your toes. Let's try that one more time. Curl your toes in. Inhale. Exhale. Uncurl your toes, arch your back. I want us to do that one more time. Let's come to neutral position. Let's do that one more time. And this time I want to make sure that folks at home, all of you remember to keep your elbows as close to your body as possible. Try not to take them out. You don't want your elbows out. You're putting pressure on your elbows, unnecessary pressure, and that means your posture alignment is also not perfect. Still, perfection is something we keep working at, but we're going to still at least learn the technique. So keep your elbows close together, curl your toes in. Let's try that one more time. Inhale, dip your torso. It's a nice undulating motion like a cat. Exhale, uncurl your toes, arch your back. Now you might notice, let's come to neutral position. You might notice when your elbows are nice and close, at least I notice in my body, my back was able to arch up a lot more, at least a little more. I felt it because my elbows were nice and close. Let's go into, we're at 21. After the cat posture, we have Ustrasana, which is another wonderful back bend. This is again an intense back bend. Ustra is a camel. So what we're going to do, come up on our knees. Josiane, you may want to use your towel this time. You're okay?
I'm okay.
You're all right? Okay, you let me know.
So far.
You let me know. Don't let your body yell out. You need to yell out before your body yells out. Okay, we're going to keep our toes uncurled. Now keep your feet flat. And nice, you got your props close by. Wonderful. That's very smart. Jamie is all ready to demonstrate that if you want to use props, keep them ready before you get into the posture. Halfway through the posture, you shouldn't have to reach out for your props. So that's good. Good. Thank you for the reminder. I'm going to just go at a slight angle so you can see. Now remember, if we have our knees close, the closer the knees are to each other, the more intense the stretch in your quadriceps. Now, if you keep your knees apart a little bit, the stretch is less intense, but you still will feel the strengthening of your low back muscle. So, for the purposes of today's sequence, it's okay if you want to keep your knees apart just a little bit. And this time, let's stagger this way. Good, Jamie, you reminded me. So, let's turn this way so you can see. Sorry, Danny. Now, your knees are about, I'm going to keep mine about 6 to 8 inches apart. If you want to be very forgiving of your knees, you might want to keep them further. Place your palms. Just like we did in Tiryangasana, the deep back bend that we did earlier, it's a reverse inversion. We're going to place our palms on our buttocks and your elbows go as close to each other as you can get them. Bring your chest out, keep your head up, inhale. When you go past midpoint, start gliding your hand down your back very gently. Left hand goes on the left heel, right hand is placed on the right heel, and then once you make the connection, bring your pelvis forward, bring your hips forward. And hold. Hold your posture, not your breath. Inhale very gently. Before you bring your head up, bring your hands to your hips. Right hand to the right hip, right buttock, left hand on the left buttock. Inhale and come up. Make sure your head comes up last so there's no tension in the neck. You want to be very careful. Now this is an intense back bend. We may not need to do a forward bend because even though this was an intense back bend, we still had the support of our knees. The whole body was not up. So we're okay. Unless you really want to do a forward fold, that's fine. You can just fold forward just a little bit just to straighten your back out. Okay. Let's do the next one. We are posture number 21. We're doing posture number 22 is Supta Vajra. It's another back bend, but this time we're not curving. We're not arching our back. We're actually going back all the way. Now, the way this posture helps to strengthen your lower back is you really, if you want to go down as far back as you can, you really need to strengthen your low back muscle. So that's where we get our strength. You want to make sure that you tighten your lower back muscles when we get down. So we're all going to sort of, let me stagger out to the back, but let's be at a slight profile so the cameras can show you how we're going to get into these postures. We're going to sit on our heels. So your feet are flat, your toes are not curled in. You do not want to curl your toes in. We're going to place so your palms are by your side. Very gently, place your right elbow on the floor behind you. Make sure you keep your low back muscles nice and tight. Now once you've got your right elbow down, if you want to get a grip on your right foot, that's good. Get your left elbow down and then tilt your head back. Tighten your lower back muscles and hold. When you come up from this posture, be very careful. Want to keep your head tilted back. Press with your right palm and then press with your left palm. Inhale and come back up. Coming out of this posture sometimes is harder than it looks. It looks like we're nice and rested, but it is a little difficult. There is a bit of tension in the back of your neck, and you want to be very careful when you come up. You come up very gracefully, very gently. This one might need a little bit of a forward fold, so let's just go forward just a little bit, just to relax a little bit. Let's release that. So we've got into four back bends? 21, 22, wonderful. 29. Posture number 29 is Kapot Asana. Kapot is pigeon.
Oh, I love that.
You like it, right? It feels wonderful, wonderful stretch for the quads. So let's keep our left knee as is, wherever it is. We're sitting on our knees. And we're going to take our right leg all the way back. So swing your right leg back. And once you've got your right leg really far back, now if you want to keep wiggling your right leg further and further, you can keep your toes curled in for now. Once you've gone as far as you can, keep your feet flat. You want to uncurl your toes. And then you want to shift, adjust your hips so that your left hip should not really totally rest on the ground. If you want, you can use a block or a towel or something to raise your left hip just a little bit. Really, this one actually is a wonderful quadricep stretch. It's also good to open up your chest muscles, but right now, for the purpose of this sequence, you want to tighten your lower back muscles. Keep it nice and strong. Hold. Inhale, curl your toes in, the right leg very gently, swing it forward, gracefully bring it forward, and this time we're going to keep our right leg folded. My beautiful bottle. We're going to fold our right leg and take your left leg, swing your left leg very gracefully all the way to the back. You want to try, the reason we try to take our left leg as far back as possible is to be able to not only feel that wonderful quadricep stretch in the left leg, you also want to dip your pelvis as deep as you can so you can feel this beautiful stretch in your abductors on the right leg. The outer right thigh, the outer side of your thigh is called abductors. Quadriceps are the front of your thigh muscles. Now we're going to hold this. Now, if you want a more intense stretch for your abductors, which is not the purpose of this sequence, but if you do, you can always wiggle your right foot forward. Now, the further you come forward, the more of a stretch you'll feel in your outer right thigh. Thank you, Danny. We have about 5 minutes left, so we're good to go. We have another 3 postures. We're okay. Tighten your lower back muscles. Inhale very gently. Sit down on your right hip. I hope you remember to keep your hip off the floor very gently, gracefully. Swing our left leg forward. And let's just sit in Sukha Asana. Sukha Asana is just a variation of Padmasana. It's just easy posture. Sukha is happy or easy. Just to relax a little bit because we've done this beautiful stretch going back. We're going to go into posture number 36, which is Bhujang. Oh, this is a beautiful, beautiful back bend. It's not really a back bend. We're in prone position. Bhujang is cobra. We're in prone position, but you definitely, to bring your chest up, we need to tighten our lower back muscles. So let's do that. Let's come into prone position. Come down on our belly. Palms are right below the shoulders. And we're going to keep our forehead. Remember, in this sequence, for the purposes of our back bends and also in the 48 plus sequence, all prone positions, you have your chin on the floor except for cobra where you have your forehead on the floor. So we're going to keep our forehead down, palms right under your shoulders. We're going to inhale and bring our chin and chest, we're going to peel it off the floor. Now uncurl your toes and keep your feet, the top of your feet should be flat on the ground, and you need to press with the top of your feet on the ground as you inhale and bring your torso up. Inhale, let's come up. Push with your palms as well. Tighten your low back muscles if you want to feel a little more. Now, in this posture, if you stay lower, you will be able to use your low back muscles more effectively. But if you want to get a bit of a rise, and inhale and come up. Push with your palms, come up. And hold. Bring your shoulders down. Very nice, Jamie. You're nice and high. Feel your low back muscles tightening. Exhale and release. As long as you have your elbows bent, you are still engaging your low back muscles. Now stay in that position. Let me look at my cheat sheet. That was posture number 36, which is beautiful. We have 39 and 46. 39, we're going to continue on from there into Dhanur. Dhanur is archer's bow. So fold the left leg, hold your left ankle with your left hand. Now this time keep your chin on the floor. Fold your right leg and hold your right ankle with your right hand. What we're going to do, your chin and your knees are currently on the floor. We are going to inhale, engage our lower back muscles and lift our knees and chin and chest off the ground. Now sometimes I've noticed with myself that one leg may go a little higher than the other. That is a body imbalance. So today I'm going to try taking both my legs up at the same time to the same height. Inhale, let's come up. Josiane will not try this posture today. You have tender knees, so you want to be very careful. Now, I wish I could see myself. I'm sure my left leg is higher. Exhale. Is it? It is, right? Because my left leg is my stronger leg and my body imbalance needs to be corrected. Exhale and release. This does mean we have to engage a lower back muscle. That's number 39. Let's see if you can join us in number 46. Setu Bandha. You're okay with the bridge? This one? Your knees are not going back.
Oh, no.
Yeah?
That's right.
Let's come down in supine position. We'll get into Setu Bandha or bridge. Bandha is connection. Setu Bandha is simply something that makes the connection. All right. My clip comes off. Okay. Your feet are extended. What we're going to do is bend your legs at the knees. Bring your heels as close to your buttocks as you can. Now what we're going to do, you should be able to reach your heels